Right guys, it's Brandon here. I'm on a roll today, so I've chucked out 3 videos. I haven't done a video in a while. I was going to do a review on the Cherry Bomber. Unfortunately, it has become quite old now, and the Raptor is replacing it. I believe the Forge version 2 atomizer is designed for the Raptor. With that said, it looks pretty tidy on the Cherry Bomber. The difference between the clone and the original is the original is a shiny sort of finish, whereas all the clones are matte. I've got a sticker bomb mine with a friend of mine's shop, Vapor Bar in Hitchin. He's the chap responsible for selling me the Dimitri, which was a beautiful box mod until it stopped bloody working, but there we are. Great shop, loads of stuff there, check it out. I will be launching a website very soon, btg-vapes.com. I won't be flooding you with loads and loads of stuff. It'll be a smaller selection, but a well thought out selection. So you'll be able to buy high-end mods, as well as a few starter kits, but nicer ones. And obviously the tanks, when a new one comes out, I tend to buy it just to see, so I will be offering in limited numbers tanks as well. At the moment I'm using eBay, but they have put a ban on selling e-cigarette products, so there's only a few things you can get away with at the minute, and it's more for collections only. So if you're looking for some atomizers, go ahead and look at Brandon the Great on eBay and have a look there. Anyway, that's done. Right, so there it is. It's number 413 of the Cherry Bomber. Fantastic box mod. Not too big. It fits really nicely in the hand. There's a few things that I would mention from the offset. One is the clone devices actually used a magnet. If I can get the back door off, I'll show you real quick. Alright, so where you've got your battery section there, the cloned version has one magnet there, one there, and one there. So it negates the need for a screw button. Now this was a later edition. The first versions came out and they didn't have a screw there. The problem was the back cover, even though it was well machined, it was just slipping out. For me, what I've done, so that I don't need a screwdriver or 2 screwdrivers, because that's a Star or a Phillips, and that's a flat. So what I've done is I've left that slightly open, not too tight, so when I slide the cover back on again, it just sort of fits in snug. So I don't need to, you see that it's not coming off. It's not like the Dimitri, which is it's not like the Dimitri that sort of just slides open and closed. Funnily enough, I have come to really like that about this. For some reason I do fiddle when I'm using it. Right, so back to the Cherry Bomber. On the side you'll find the Masterpiece custom vapes on the side, only made in Philippines. Your fire button made out of brass. You can see this sort of line going along the top. I believe that is from where they've put it into the press to indent the front picture and the words. The nice thing about MCV is that they don't engrave. Initially I thought that was pretty pants, because I quite like the cleanness of the engraving, but I have found with the clones where they have engraved, it looks too clean almost, and these things are a thing of beauty, and they're works of art, and they should be treated as such. So by indenting it, they've sort of given it a unique sort of feel and look. So I sort of get the feeling that somebody out there has spent a lot of time and love on this box, whereas the ones that are mass produced and churned out, they'll just go along a conveyor belt and there'll be a laser sort of thing, bzzz, and it cuts out the logo and in it goes. Whereas this one just has a sort of realness to it. Right, yeah. So when I first got it out the box, it was great. There's no nice packaging like I mean, if you can call this nice packaging. The Dimitri came in that. You can see I've got number 6, which was pretty cool. It came in a nice box. Again, there's nothing great about that, but with the with anything from MCV, you won't get any packaging whatsoever. All you'll get is a bubble wrapped unit in a bag, a sealable sort of self-sealing bag, with a number written with black pen on it. Now, initially, when I got the little boy, and it came like that, I thought I'd bought a dud, and somebody had sent me a clone. It didn't. I thought it was a clone. I bought that from Grey Haze just when they were starting to change from the clone market into the high-end vape gear as well. So I gave it a go and I bought from them, and hence the reason why I thought it was a clone was because it came in a plastic bag. But that's how they deliver them. So every mod you get from MVC or MCV, even I keep saying that, will come in a bag. So yeah, out the box or out the bag even, it looked pretty good. I was chuffed. I would say though that the actual finished, I can't get this open, man. I will say that the finish isn't as good, and what I mean by that is where you can see that plastic bit there, it doesn't go round. And it doesn't go round there. It sort of cuts square. So with the Dimitri, where you've got the top cap bit, which sort of slides in almost perfectly, and there are no gaps at all. You can see there it slides in and out nice and smoothly like that, and it's literally designed with the smallest of gap to fit in there. So it is designed to fit in. I would think more attention went into the building of the Dimitri than into the Cherry Bomber. So from the inside, I wasn't that chuffed with this bit here. I think that could have been made a bit better. Does it affect the actual vaping? No. Can you see it? No. So is it a problem? Yes. To me it is, but no, in real terms it's not an issue. You won't see it. It's just me being fickled, I suppose. One of the great things about the Cherry Bomber is that it doesn't have a spring-loaded 510. For obvious reasons, they tend to collapse. Especially when you're using low ohms. But what it does do, if I get the correct screwdriver, there it is. So when you're unscrewing and taking your batteries out, now you can see this bit, you can even hear it. Can you? Does that make sense? Like with this one, it sort of clicks in and you know that it's there. Whereas this guy, there you go. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't give me the same feeling as that one. It's as simple as that. It makes me feel that it hasn't been made as well. Now you'll notice as soon as I've taken the batteries out, the atomizer starts to spin. Whereas with the battery in, it wasn't spinning. Now that is a neat feature because you'll see inside that pin there, it actually comes out. So you can pull it all the way out. Now I think it's a great way of, well, it's a great design because a spring-loaded will collapse if you use too much, it's too high-powered, it will collapse. So by having this, it not only makes contact with your Atty perfectly, but when you're installing a dripping atomizer onto a box mod or a tank, if your air holes are that way, you're deck or the top of your mod will get saturated with juice, or as the vapor sort of comes out when you're vaping. When you stop vaping, there's still residual sort of vape inside the chamber that will come out, and over time this will get wet, which again isn't great. I wouldn't recommend putting these guys in your pocket anyway, but it makes it messy. But when you do have it lined up to the sides like that, not only will you get this great sort of signage of your device facing the right way, but it'll also escape that way, so you won't have that problem. So the great thing about the design of this guy is that when you put your battery in, now obviously you've got this bit going in, that moves up and down. Okay. So when you install it for the first time, these will be in the bottom position, so it will slide in. Now if you can imagine, inside there you've got this spinny tank that's not secured properly, you've got that bit that's coming down, and then you've got these which are on the downward position. So when you're screwing your battery in at the bottom, what's happening is this is pushing up slowly as you're doing it, and what that's doing is applying pressure to that. So when that's tight, I'll try and mimic with my finger. When it's tight in, the atomizer doesn't move. Brilliant. I think that is probably the best. You can see it doesn't move. So for me, that is the best part of this this box. So you can place your atomizer exactly where you want. No gaps. Don't like gaps. And then it fires perfectly every time. So thumbs up for that design. I would presume the Raptor will come with something similar. So where you've got, can you see in there, this bit here is round, but on one side it's sort of been filed off, and that is the sweet spot. The problem with these guys, and this has been documented quite widely, if it's tilted to the side and the round bit is closer to the button, it will auto fire. Not good. The Raptor has fixed a lot of the issues in terms of auto firing, but this guy does tend to go off when you don't want it to. So I would just say, when you are putting your battery in, line it up with your ATI so that your air holes are on either side. Make sure that the filed off section is there. What I normally do is I hold the button down whilst I'm getting my ATI in the right place, so the button's there. I then slide in the top piece, button still pressed. I put my battery in, and at this point I'll release the button. So when I'm tightening my battery in, now if you can picture what's going on inside there, this is where it was spinning, you see there. As I'm tightening, that is pushing the pins in here upward, up against that floating pin up there, and then what you get is the atomizer is completely sturdy. It's not rocking from side to side. It is stuck in that position, which is brilliant. What I would say though is, when you are changing batteries, follow the same procedure. So take that bit out and then line it up like you would, like I've just shown you, and then put the battery back in. If you don't do that, it will auto fire. The great thing about this is it uses both batteries and they go down the same level. This, however, for some reason only uses the one battery. I have literally tried everything to try and fix this. I've tried contacting the chaps that made it and using Google Translate, but I've had no luck. I think I said in a previous video, I've even tried to use the cloned version to swap over the bits because they're interchangeable, with no luck. I've had the clone of this and they both work perfectly. Why? I really don't know, but they do. They work perfectly. It angers me I've shelled out a lot of money on these devices and they just don't bloody work like they're supposed to. Anyway, rant over. I still like having the originals. So once you've tightened it up, those batteries won't go anywhere. Your tank is secure. You'll notice that the door, it's wonderfly designed. I did, however, put mine in a what do you call it? Clamp or vice clamp thing. I did put 2 bits of rubber either side, so it didn't damage the piece of stainless steel, or in this case it's not stainless steel, it is aluminum. Rubber on there, and I did bend it slightly, so in my opinion that is why it fits so tightly and works, so I don't really need the screw at the bottom. So it slides in like that, and then you push it through and it shuts. That's how I like it. I don't need to tighten that there because it is, as you saw earlier, as I'm sure you found very amusing, it doesn't come off easily, which is the way I like it. And also you can see the line there is now straight, and there is no chatter when you push it down, whereas before when you tapped it, it was saying hello, bang, 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 like that. So now that's nice and tight. So there it is. Very, very sort of iconic imagery there. I think this one will always be unique for that reason. And it is, to be honest, one of the most cloned devices I have ever seen. You know, there have been clones of everything from the V3 Flip, which created some controversy. But this guy has been brought through in every color, every size. They've even brought out a mini one now. The guys at MCV must get really, really upset, which is why they sort of their slogan or part of it is that right there, which I find hilariously funny. I don't think I'm allowed to say it on eBay, not on eBay, on YouTube, so I'm not going to, but it is very, very funny. They do have a sense of humor. If you want clowns, we got clowns. The thing hits seriously hard. In a nutshell, yes, I like it. Out of 10, when I first got it, I would have given it 9.5. After having it for the last 5 months, using it not daily, using it every now and again, it's sort of for me it would have dropped down to about a 6.5, purely because of that button. I've tried using different screws in there, different spring configurations. It just doesn't fire every time. One thing you will notice, and this is something you must be very careful of, because with the Raptor, the new one coming out, they have a POM piece along the top here. When you lick a battery when you were a kid, I did do that. I don't know why, but I did, just possibly to test that it was still live, I don't know, or had charge. The reason I stopped using the Revolt on here, because it was on there, it looked the business, it looked great, was because of the steel top cap. You get the taste of the battery. It sort of gives you a small electrical charge, which is not great. It's always doing it, which I don't like. I don't like the fact that it's conducting whilst I'm not pushing the button. I think you'll notice when I was putting this side by side, the body, if I place the atomizer on the body and next to the tank, can you hear that? This bugger's firing. I'm not touching anything. There's no button press, there's nothing. I'm simply just touching the body against the tank and it's firing. So, dangerous, yeah. Would it stop me from buying it again? No. I love the thing. I would have bought it regardless of what people have told me. And if I'd watched this review 5 months ago, I still would have bought the guy. But just be careful. If you have it in your pocket and you've got something in there with you and it's conducting, that could go in your pocket and cause you some serious damage to your leg. So never ever have it next to anything that conducts. So yeah, in total, I'd give it a sort of, I think probably a 6.5 or a 7.5 out of 10. For design, I'd give it a good 9. It's a great box mod. It works really well, and it does chuck out serious clouds. Right guys, that's it, the Cherry Bomber. Thanks for watching. I'll try and do a few more vids, probably not today. I have got a few more bits and bobs to look at, but yeah, keep looking into the channel, keep subscribe if you like it. Again, I come from a novice background. I've been vaping for a while, but I just like talking about vaping. So if you like it, keep watching. If you don't watch it. Catch you soon.